Hello! Welcome to Nosh with Nish. So I'm going to teach you a dish, vegetarian, which can be done with an aubergine. And it's going to be aubergine, and we're going to use frozen peas. You can use potatoes in this dish as well. You can use other types of peas. I actually like to use pigeon peas, which you can often buy frozen. They're really nice. They just have a bit more of a sort of nutty taste. They're a bit more solidy, but don't have any, so I'm going to use these. Okay, the ingredients for the aubergine curry. You need 1 aubergine. You need about a cup of peas. Use garden peas or pigeon peas. 2 fresh tomatoes. 2 cloves of garlic, finely chopped. 1 or 2 fresh chilies, depending on how spicy you want it. A teaspoon of mustard seeds. A teaspoon of garam masala. A teaspoon of turmeric. A teaspoon of red chili powder. 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of salt and water. For this one I'm going to cook the aubergine, and for this one I'm going to just put in just a spoon of the mustard seeds in a dry pan and just let that warm up for a bit. Those mustard seeds have been warming up. I've run out of my small oil thing, so I'll dollop of oil in there too and let that heat up as well, a couple of minutes. Okay, so back with the aubergine curry. You've had the mustard seeds toast for a little bit, then you added the oil. We've let that oil heat up for a couple of minutes, depends on your pan, but keep it low, you don't want to burn the oil. To test it, throw in a piece of onion again. If you see it bubbling, that means the oil's ready. So we're going to give a mix of, oh look at that, yes, red and white onion in there. You can tell that oil's a good point, it's sizzling nicely. So we've put the oil in and I'm just gonna give it a bit of a mix around. Whoop. That's it, and we'll just let those onions soften for about probably 5 minutes, I reckon. And just ensure that you just keep moving them around, making sure they're all getting a chance to bask in the oil and the heat. So we ultimately want them to sweat and go brown. A bit like what I like to do on a lads holiday, sweat and go brown. Okay, so we're on the aubergine curry. These onions have been cooking for a good 5 minutes. I've continued to keep stirring them around. As you can see, they're browning up really nice, but they're not drying out, which is fantastic. So what we're going to do at this point is just add a bit of spice. Then I'm going to add some turmeric, a small spoon of that. I'm going to add a spoon of red chili powder, and I'm going to add, probably a whole spoon of garam masala. But these are small spoons, yeah, they're not teaspoons. And we'll add a whole spoon of salt as well. Mix that in. You'll be able to smell as the spices really toast in that oil and those onions. Be able to get a good kickback. So once we've added those, continue on this one. We're going to add about a tablespoon of garlic, and let's say, depending on how hot you want it, a chili and a half. We're gonna add just about that much. Gonna let this cook through a little bit. Give that a couple of minutes. Okay, so I just added this garlic, the chili, the spices. They've cooked through quite nice. The garlic's still a little bit raw, but that's fine. What I'm going to do is add in chopped tomatoes. I'm using cherry tomatoes, but Bigger tomatoes are actually probably better. I'm just using what I got left in the house. You can use tin tomatoes, but it will give a very different consistency. It's not an issue, it's just different. I'm going to let these tomatoes cook right down. How many tomatoes do you need? I don't know, probably like 2 whole ones, 1 big beef one. It just depends how much tomato you want in there. It's not going to ruin it if you have more or less. I'm going to turn that right down as well so it just cooks nicely. You can see the onions are really brown, partly because of the spices, and just let that cook down. Okay, so you can see that the tomato is cooked down. I'm just helping it, mushing it up a bit. And the reason that we've used fresh ones is because I don't want it to be like a tomatoey sauce base. I want the sauce to really come through the aubergine. I want the aubergine to cook and really become mushy as well. To be honest, this isn't the best pan for this. I would have chosen one with a lid, but you know, at the moment this is the best one for it. But see how the tomatoes really cook down, is like joining forces with the onions to create this sort of like, I don't know, it's almost like a paste but not quite. Right. Keep cooking that down a bit. Okay, so as you can see, the tomatoes, you can't really see that they were cherry tomatoes now. They're cooked through, the fleshy part is cooked through the, you can see the skins there coming away. So now I'm going to add aubergine. So I've just cut it out really small, take the end off, take the top off, dice it up. I mean, if you want, you can take the skin off. I cook it with the skin on. Just adds a bit more of a bitter taste, but it's all good. So I'm going to try and find a lid for this. So yeah, try and cover it all with the sauces. Okay, so in the aubergine, I just added some boiling water. You can see that the water is infusing with the spices, the tomato. The aubergine is becoming more and more mushy. It's great. Put the lid on. Keep that cooking. Okay, so you can see these aubergines are cooking down really, really nice. One thing I was thinking, if you wanted to do it a bit more sort of East Asian style, so sort of like Chinese style, what I would do instead of adding so much like chili and tomato, you could do it with soy sauce. I mean, I don't know if that's officially how they would make their aubergine, but for me, if I'm doing something with like noodles or something, that's what I would do. Okay, so the aubergine, look, you can see it's drunk all that water, it's cooked down, it's much more mushy now. Still quite cubey, so I'm gonna add a bit more water to it. And just keep doing this, just keep cooking down, keep cooking it down till the water goes, the aubergine becomes mushy. That's it. So, the aubergine curry, welcome back to Nosh with Nish. Yes, I do have different facial hair, this is a different day, got very late that night so I turned off the pan. But anyway, the point that you got to, we were cooking down the aubergine. It was going softer and softer and we were adding water. So what you need to do once the aubergines become quite soft is add your peas in there. If you've got frozen peas, put them in water to start with and they kind of soften up as the rest of the cooking's going. Then you would drain the peas and then add them and keep cooking with the aubergine so it kind of all infuses. Keep adding water so that the aubergine breaks down even more, becomes even more mushy. Check flavour, check there's enough salt in there, check there's enough chilli in there. And then at the end, once you're ready to serve, just dice up some coriander, including the stalks, sprinkle it on top, gives a really nice earthy flavour to the dish, and adds a bit of colour as well. So that is it, that is your aubergine curry. So thank you for watching Nosh with Nish. It'd be really great to get some feedback. So let me know how the dishes worked for you, if they were tasty. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact me, you've got my details. And if there's any other dishes that you think, oh, I'd quite like to know how to cook that, why don't you drop me a line, find out if I know how to do it. If not, I'll work it out and maybe we can make another video based on requests. So yeah, let me know how it goes and take care everyone.